sitting in my sewing room, but I'm going to show you some kitchen renovation today. So this is part one. It's going to be lots of disjointed clips. I'll just warn you now of things that we were doing. But it starts with a quick little tour of the kitchen as is the day we closed. So in here, we have sort of two islands. We have a cook island and then just sort of a bar island that eventually I would like to have all countertop height with a different granite. This granite matches that granite and I just don't like it, but it's perfectly in good shape. And then we have the black for the rest, which I would like to change out the black too, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to live with the black. And we're going to get rid of this tile, which I think I'm going to actually start chipping out today because the house painter, or the cabinet painter, is coming tomorrow. So we need to get rid of it before he gets here. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. And then I'll show you some paint samples that we're looking at to get rid of this dramatic, moody blue. The night we closed, we started tearing down the backsplash tile because the next day the painters came to do the cabinetry. We had them paint our kitchen, the little half guest bath, and the master bath downstairs because of the wood. The wood was kind of mapley with black staining and accents, and it had like pillars that were painted black. Anyway, it was not my taste. It was pretty out of date. Even when the house was built, this was sort of like well on its way out. So we just painted it all nice and crisp and clean. Oh, and my sister's done tile work. I've done tile work. We've done quite a bit of tile work together. She brought her professional tile saw over and she helped me get started. She spent a weekend here, gave up her weekend immediately after Thanksgiving, which was when we first moved in, and we started the tile backsplash. And we found the backsplash before was really thick and heavy and uneven, so it was really wavy. It was dark. We didn't like it. We knew we were going to get rid of it, so I went with this very simple white, slightly beveled edged. It's called arabesque. It's almost a mosaic because of the size, but anyway, it is a lot of work because they're so small. There's a lot of cuts, but it went up beautifully. It really elevated the look and it really brightened everything up. We have wonderful undermounted lighting in the cabinets, so under the cabinets, so it just reflects so nice. After we got that up and grouted and sealed, we went ahead, I don't know that the granite's been sealed since it was bought, so we sealed all of our granite, really made the granite pop and shine and polish. I never loved the brown granite that we have in there. I still don't love it, but painting the cabinetry made it look so much better than it did before. It was so drab in there between the blue and the brown. It was just dreary. So now that it's cheerier in there, the brown granite looks a lot better than it did. Still don't love it, but man, I can live with it. It's not nearly as bad. Now these walls the color was called denim and it was a dark blue. It had literally been painted right before they put it on the market. So it was brand new paint throughout the whole house, but it was dark and it made the kitchen dreary. So I just want, every space I go in needs to be bright and happy and light, and I love to have windows open and I want to see garden outside, and this just made everything seem enclosed and small and dark, and so we had to get rid of it. We bought special paint, special primer that was 4 dark colors, and we put on the first coat and it was just bleeding through like crazy. So my husband did a second coat and you could still see it through there. And that was 2 thick coats of primer. So we went back to get something new because this was definitely not working. And we went and bought Kills, just straight Kills. And we tried it. It still took two rounds of Kills. But in the areas where we had already primed, it only took one of the kills. He actually did 3 coats of the dark primer and it still was not hiding it. So kills was the way to go, even though it did take 2 coats. It was still a lot better than the special primer, just did not cover it. Today, this is our special project in getting this done, so I'm not sure how this is going to go together. But this is my sister Sandy. She's taught me all the tiling stuff that I know, and I'm here as an apprentice tiler, and we're going to get backsplash as much as we can done. It is the weekend after Thanksgiving, and this is what we've dedicated our weekend to, and kick the husbands out. So, all right, okay. We'll see how much we get done and what we can show and how fast it goes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here is the end of day 2. We had to do a lot of work under the windows to get them ready. And then we painted the walls the wall color we wanted. These are the paint colors we were thinking about. Let me show you the paint colors we're interested in. These are going to look all very similar. They're very pale. This is for the kitchen. And we have a green, a yellow, an ivory, and a pink. And my husband and I both are sort of leaning towards the pink, which is surprising, I know. But because this room is west facing, it has lots of windows, lots of shadows, what I did is we got a sample of each color and I painted pieces of poster board so that we could walk around the room and hold it up next to the trim after we did our primer. And we can look around the room and just see how we liked it, put it next to the cabinet color, etc. So that's how I did it instead of painting swatches. I found that when you paint swatches, sometimes you see them shadow through. So this way, I didn't have to worry about it. And I can take them to other rooms because I still really like all of these colors. This one's sort of lavendery, so I might use it in a bathroom or something. So I made poster board and I could just tape it up to the wall and move it around and see how it looked in different spaces, how it looked in the shadows. And the other thing is, I know I still like these paint colors, so if I didn't use them in the kitchen, I might use them in a bathroom or in the sewing room or somewhere else. So now I have my little swatches that I can carry all around the house and see how they look in different rooms and on different walls. So I really recommend doing it. It was very cheap to get a couple little pots of paint in the colors and paint some poster board. So pro tip from Stacy, who's not a pro. So anyway, those are our paint colors. This is what we thought about. In the end, we went with the creamy color because we couldn't really decide on the colors. I knew we didn't want green because we chose green for part of the cabinetry, and it was just too much green. I love green. Green is my neutral color choice over like a blue or something else that a lot of people would choose. I just love me some green. I like the nature of it. I like the softness of it. So we went with green for cabinetry, but we did not go with green for the wall. And we just went with, it's just sort of ivory. It's like the palest. It has a hint of yellow, but not really. My husband loves yellow because it's sunny. We both like that bright sunniness. So we went with that for now. It's something we might change. It kind of looks like a manila envelope to me. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it, and that's so much better than what was on the wall. Something we did notice though once we painted is that they had just repainted all of the trim, and they painted it khaki. So after we painted everything, the trim was really dark looking. For now we're leaving it. It's sort of, I know that's a trend to have a darker trim and a lighter wall, which is what we've got. Dark trim, light wall, and light cabinetry. We're gonna leave it like that for now. We may eventually change it, but for now, we can totally live with it. We have some other things we're getting ready to do. I want to do some accent things. I don't have all my paintings up, and it's even all the furniture, which may be a while yet. So that's kind of where we are for today's renovation video. I'm going to just sort of end it at this point. The next video, which will come up next month, I will show you the kitchen pretty well completed. I have a few little things that I want to add to it before I do my final shots of how it turned out. We really like it. We're very comfortable and happy in this house. We've lived in a lot. I think this is our 16th move, and I think we've owned 11 houses. I think that's right. I'll have to go back and check, but I think that's pretty close. Of all the houses we've lived in, including the last one, which was a gorgeous home, and we loved it. This one feels comfy. It feels like home. So we've downsized, and we're kind of making this our own. We know we're going to stay here for a long time. At least that's the plan. We really moved to be closer to my parents and his parents, and to be here to help them out and to help out other family members. We have a lot of family within an hour's drive of us or less. So we plan on staying here. Anyway, that's where we are today with this and where we're going with it. I'm excited with all of the projects that we're working on to really make this place our own and our home, and to feel like it's ours. So we'll continue to take you along on the journey. See you next week for a regular sewing video or pattern making. It'll be something in the sewing vein anyway. And the next video for this will come up in about a month.